Hello viewers, today I will discuss different types of flowers and structure of a complete flower. First of all, types of flower. There are mainly two types of flower are there. One of them is complete flower, another one is incomplete flower. On the basis of the different whole of a flower, there are mainly five whole of a complete flower. Five whole consist a complete flower, such as first of all androecium is one of the part of a complete flower, gynoecium is the second part of a complete flower, and corolla the third part of a complete flower, and calyx and floral axis. Floral axis are the five parts of or five whole of a complete flower. From these five parts, first two are the essential whole of a flower. First two are essential whole of a flower because they directly take part in reproduction. That is why they are known as essential whole of a flower. And last three parts are known as accessory whole of a flower because they help in reproduction. Because they help in reproduction. There are mainly five whole: androecium, gynoecium, corolla, calyx, and floral axis. Essential whole, they directly take part in reproduction. By forming gametic cell, male and female gametic cell, and accessory whole, they help in reproduction. They do not directly take part in reproduction. That is why they are known as accessory whole. Now I am trying to repeat each and every part. First of all, complete flower and incomplete flower on the basis of their five whole. If there is any whole is absent are there in a flower is known as incomplete flower. Androecium, gynoecium, corolla, calyx, whatever. Any one is absent in a flower. That is why, for this reason, those flowers are known as incomplete flower. Androecium and gynoecium present in a flower, both are known as essential whole, and corolla, calyx, and floral axis are accessory whole. They do not directly take part in reproduction, they help in reproduction. Now I am trying to draw each and every part of a complete flower. First of all, the main part or androecium part, and second one is gynoecium part. Gynoecium part, androecium, gynoecium, corolla, and floral axis. All the parts are completely form a complete flower. In the left side, I am trying to draw another parts of a flower, flower, the main organs, which consist five part of gynoecium. Five parts of gynoecium. Each and every part of gynoecium is known as carpel. So united carpel is known as what? United carpel is known as gynoecium. So gynoecium form different parts or more than one carpel combinedly form gynoecium. Only one carpel consists mainly three parts. One of them is stigma, style, and ovary. Stigma, style, ovary. Stigma is the first part of or apical part of gynoecium. Style, the tube-like part, and ovary is the last part of the carpel. So united carpel form gynoecium. Now next part is stamen. Stamen is formed with the help of three major parts. Stamen formed with the help of three major parts. Such as anther, connective, and filament. These three parts combinedly form the stamen. filament. These three parts combinedly form stamen. United stamen is known as androecium. So unit of androecium is known as stamen, and group of stamen or all the stamen are combinedly form androecium. So androecium is the combined part, stamen is the unit part. Now corolla. Corolla is the united part of a complete flower. Corolla is the united part of petal is known as corolla. So corolla are separated petals, they are known as petals. So petals are separated part of corolla, united petals are generally known as corolla. So corolla and petals are interrelated, separated. If it is separated, then it will be petals. If it is united, then we can call it corolla. So corolla and petals are united with each other or combined with each other or interrelated with each other. Now calyx. Calyx is the outermost whole of a flower. If it is united, it is known as calyx. If it is separated like this, it is known as sepal. So it is known as sepal. So united sepal is known as calyx, or separated calyx is known as sepal. So sepal and calyx are interrelated with each other. So we can say that separated calyx is known as sepal, but united sepal is known as calyx. Now the last part is floral axis. Floral axis divided into two parts. One of them is thalamus and another one is pedicel. Thalamus and pedicel are unitedly form floral axis. Some flower contain pedicel, but some flower do not contain pedicel. If there is pedicel present in a flower, it is known as pedicellated flower or a sessile flower. If there is no pedicel, it is known as sessile flower. But thalamus is the solen part of flower. It holds all the holes of a flower. For this reason, this part of the flower is known as thalamus. So thalamus and pedicel are combined form floral axis. So floral axis is the common part of thalamus and pedicel. There are some flowers that do not contain pedicel, such as tuberose. They directly connected with the peduncle or stalk of the flower. That is why they are known as non-pedicellated flower if there is pedicel absent. Some flowers such as China rose, the scientific name of China rose is Hibiscus rosa sinensis. They contain one extra part, except this 5 part is known as apicalyx. Apicalyx is the another part like calyx. They are juicy and leaf-like structure. They produce food with the help of photosynthesis process. Now I am trying to repeat each and every part of a flower. First of all, gynoecium is the essential whole of a flower. Each form with the help of different parts of a flower. So androecium and gynoecium both are generally known as essential whole of flower. Now gynoecium, stigma, style and ovary combinedly form gynoecium. Stigma is the first part of a flower, style is the second part of the carpel, and ovary is the last part of the carpel. United carpel form gynoecium. So carpel unitedly form the gynoecium. So gynoecium and carpel are interrelated with each other. Now androecium is the another essential whole of a flower. Another essential whole of a flower, androecium form with the help of anther, connective and filament. The unit of androecium is known as stamen. So stamen form with the help of anther, connective and filament. Anther, connective and filament commonly form the stamen. United stamen is known as androecium. And the third part, corolla, united petals, is known as corolla. Separated corolla is known as petals. These are the separated part of corolla, is known as petals. Separately, corolla from petals. Now calyx. Calyx is the outermost whole of a flower. Main function of calyx is protection from the external unavoidable circumstances and for formation of food. So they protect and produce food during budding stage. And calyx, and then calyx may be separated or united. If it is united, it is known as calyx, and separated, it is known as sepal. The solen part of flower is known as thalamus. Solen part of is thalamus, and the stalk-like part is known as pedicel. If it is stalk, they are known as stalked flower or pedicellated flower. If there is no pedicel, it is known as non-pedicellated flower. This is known as flower stalk. So pedicel and thalamus combined form floral axis.